welcome to day 5. Can't believe that it's day 5 of our social media challenge. And today we're going to talk about apps. Now, I wish that I had time to go more in depth into all the apps that you should be aware of and think of and learn how to use, because my experience is that parents today are kind of clueless when it comes to apps. What can you do? We as parents tend to use the apps that are for news, that are for email, that are a lot more for pictures, that are just a lot more basic. And we're not, really aware of what our kids are up to. In addition, what can you do? Apps change every day. So an app is taken down, 20 more pop up instead. A great example for that is actually Snapchat, which there are always apps that are created in order to capture Snapchats. One of the, big illusions of Snapchat is that a message appears and disappears into space. But then there are so many apps that were created to actually capture what people share on Snapchat. So every time one is taken down, 5 more are brought up, right? So something good to know, and something I remind teens about all the time, is that even what you think is disappearing and isn't there, well, it stays in cyberspace and it's already there. In my course, we go a lot more in depth into the apps that you should be aware of and you should know, and I give you a whole sheet of apps and what they are and what you need to know about them. But we're going to use the time that we have today to go through some of them, and you'll excuse me if I look at my notes because it just allows me to remind myself what it is that we're doing and we're going through. In addition, I created for you this little image, which you can download, you can share, which has the various apps and the age in which your kids are allowed to join them. This is important for you to know as your kids are pressuring you, oh, I want to join this, I want to join that. By the way, if they're asking you to join Facebook, it's because they haven't figured out yet that Facebook is for old people and it isn't cool. But in most cases, the minimum age is actually 13. There's a reason for this. So first of all, make sure your kids aren't joining any earlier. Why? Because if your kids join when they are 11 or 12 to something where the age is 13, they have to say that they're older than they are in order to join that app. Okay, if they actually confess to their real age, the app will prevent them from joining. What happens as a result? What happens as a result is they reach a certain age. Let's say according to their app, they're 16, but really they're still 12. Okay, or really they're still 13. And then they may start getting all kinds of offers from all kinds of people who can then say, well, I thought that they were 16, so they were of age, when they're really a lot younger. So there's a lot of different reasons why you really shouldn't let your kids join apps if they're not the appropriate age to do so, no matter how much they pressure you to do that. Okay, I know it's hard. It's a hard thing to fight. And this is where I suggest that you use your community and you use your friends and that you agree together that you're not going to let your kids join things that they really shouldn't be on. Because then you at least eliminate some of that social pressure to be on certain platforms. So the apps that I'm going to start sharing with you today are first the apps that you should really make sure are not on your kid's phone. Why? Because they are apps that are intended to hide things behind them and are not what they seem like. So the first one is called Audio Manager, and it's not what you think. It doesn't actually help you, manage your audio and video things. What it allows you to do is actually hide things behind that platform. So when you open it up, it looks like an audio manager. If you click the right thing, you can hide videos and hide pictures there. Now, one of the things we know that happens today amongst boys is that they tend to have competitions where the goal is to get naked pictures of girls in their class. We're not talking about random naked pictures. And then they trade them like baseball cards. These are the kind of places that they're going to hide them if that is going on for your child. Another one like that is called Calculator. It's called Calculator. You think it's a calculator, but actually it's a place, again, right? So when you're as a parent, you look at their apps and you're like, oh, it's just a calculator. What it really is a platform for them to hide things. Another one is Vaulty. Vaulty does the same thing as it is. It's a vault. One of the things about Vault is that which is actually also true. No, okay, it's true for a couple of others, but is that a lot of them have a feature now that if somebody who is not the actual kid presses on it, right, and they can tell because they use thumbprints these days, it'll take a picture. right? It won't let you in, and it will take a picture of whoever tried to get into your vault. So your kid will also know that you were searching on their phone, which, by the way, in general, I don't recommend that you do these things behind your kid's back. Like, they should know that you are looking and searching, and that the goal is to help them learn and use this platform responsibly, right? Because really, they shouldn't be doing things that they need to hide from you anyhow. The other one, I can never remember how to pronounce it, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong, is called Omegle. And what it does is it provides users to just have anonymous conversations with people online, right? What is more scary than your kid just going into a random conversation with people that they don't know? The other one is Tinder, which is not age appropriate, right? It's not age appropriate for your kids. Until last year, you could still join Tinder if you were 13. There are now also several other apps that are meant for teens and for teen dating. Again, we don't have time to get into them, all of them today. None of these apps are helpful or do good things, right? They are hookup apps. You want to make sure that your kid really doesn't have a Tinder profile, because even though now it's 18, if they had one before, it's likely still there. What else? Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, again, and this is just because we have 10 minutes, which is not a long time, is apps that should raise a flag, okay? These are things like Burn Note, which allow you to send messages, right, that go away slowly and then disappear. They're used a lot for bullying. Another one that came out last summer, got a lot of press, was Sahara, which is a app that allows you to send messages anonymously. And supposedly it's so you can like let somebody know that you like them or whatever it is. My experience and my teens' experience is that this is used 99% in order to bully kids, because you can do so anonymously and easily. Kick Messenger. Kick Messenger is an instant messaging app. It allows users to exchange videos, photos, sketches, create GIFs, things that all sound like they can be a lot of fun. Again, my experience is that many times this is used in a way that isn't positive. A sex researcher called Megan Mass, she wrote on this website called foreverymom.com that kids are using it to place classified ads for sex by giving out their Kik usernames, right? Kik doesn't offer any kind of parental control. So there's no way of authenticating users. It makes it really easy for sexual predators to find them. So I would caution your kids against using that. Yik Yak is the same kind of thing. It allows users to post text only. It's kind of Twitter meet Reddit. But there is a tremendous amount of sexual trafficking and activity that goes on that app. Ask FM. So Ask FM is one that I just want to raise a red flag around, because what it does is it allows you to post anonymous questions and get answers. What's the problem with this? The problem with this is not that your kids have questions. Your kids have a lot of questions. And first of all, we're challenged by the fact that they're going to Google, they're going to all kinds of uncertified places to find their answers. But in places like this, anybody can give their answers. You can ask questions anonymously, but you can also give answers anonymously. And what happens is that you may have a real honest question and that you get bullied, you get berated, you're getting information from whoever chooses and whatever way they choose to get the information. And so that, it's in the same way, right? When we were kids and we had questions about sex, we didn't go to our parents, we went to our friends, right? And since I grew up in a family where my parents were very open and honest about sex and everything around it, I spent like 90% of my time when we had these conversations with my friend going, it doesn't go that way. That's not how it works. Like, here's the real information. Because our peers often don't have the real information. So not only are they not going to get the answers that they're searching for and that they need, they're often actually going to get misleading or hurtful or shaming information to what they need. So if you're finding this on your kids' app, it just means they have a lot of questions that aren't answered, and is a great way to open a conversation and say, well, what are your questions? How can I help? I promise that I will not judge you, right? And you got to be careful about that, because if you have been judging them in the past, then they're not so likely to immediately accept that statement that I'm not going to judge you. But that's for another course on communicating successfully with your teens. So let's talk about, sorry, I'm a little itchy today. Let's talk about apps that can go both ways. Okay, can be good and can be bad, which is true, by the way, about just about almost every platform. So except for those who are really I want you to stay away from, there are a lot of them can go both ways. One of my favorite ones is Snapchat. I know lots of parents use Snapchat with their kids. They can do funny things. It's fun. It's entertaining. They send messages that way in a way that it's not, doesn't feel to their kids like they're, oh my God, they're telling me what to do again, but they just have fun together. But yeah, Snapchat can be a place where things also happen that are inappropriate, right? Because this illusion that it goes there and it goes away. So the first thing you want to teach your kids is that nothing actually really goes away. There's a way to capture these things, and that you don't put anything online that shouldn't be there. So a lot of parents say, oh, don't let them use Snapchat. I actually think that you can. You need to be talking about it. The other thing is Instagram. So a lot are like, oh, I don't want Instagram. I see all the inappropriate pictures being posted there. Instagram can be a great platform for your kids to share their passions, their love, the things that they like, and should be a place that you're following. I often hear from parents, my kid won't let me be their Instagram friend. Well, first of all, that's really a bad idea. Second of all, you should be talking about how to create an Instagram profile that is private and that only their friends can see. That's really, really important for your kids' safety. But you should also be reminding them that anything they put on a platform online is open to the world, and well, you're part of that world. So if they're posting there something that they think is inappropriate for you to see, well, they shouldn't be posting it, right? And it's a great way to talk about what's appropriate and what isn't appropriate. The other one is Facebook. Again, it's a great place for them to express themselves. Most kids honestly don't want to be on Facebook these days, and if they are, it's either because it's kind of to pacify their parents and so they can hide something else, or mostly young kids, they're there, they create a profile, it's already there. But don't worry about it so much. Twitter is great and it's fine. I have friends who follow their kids on Twitter, and this is a good place to remind you that what your kids post on these public apps, you want to be really careful about what you comment on. First of all, when you talk about about your social media contract, you can decide, do you want me commenting or not? Some kids really want their kids to like and comment because it boosts their likes, right? The more likes they have, the better they feel. They're looking for a lot of likes, so they're happy to have their parents join in because it just boosts it. And some of them absolutely do not want their parents to comment or like or anything. So just be clear on what your kid wants and respect that. Respect what their choice is, okay? So you can see it. Doesn't mean that you have to respond. And if you have a comment or you see your kid posting something that you think is really inappropriate, right? Maybe your daughter has posted a picture of her in very minimal, revealing, sexy looking clothing, and you think that's really inappropriate. Great. Have a conversation about it offline. Don't try to have that conversation online, right? When you are clear, right, as we said yesterday, about what are the boundaries are and creating the boundaries, then it's really easy to have a conversation and know when those boundaries have been crossed. So it is really important for you as a parent to be involved, to know what they're into, to be on these platforms, even though they may sound like Chinese. So what I want you to do today as your task is I want you to sign up for Snapchat. If you don't already have it, I want you to download, sign up. If you want, you can search for me on Snapchat and send me a Snapchat if you want to practice with me. But even better, ask your kid. Ask your kid to show you how to download it and Snapchat each other just to try it out. It's a great way to create connection. It's a great way for have them make fun of you in something that's just fun and entertaining, because trust me, it can be a lot of fun, and to create more connection, which is what I want for you. So give it a try. Post in the group. Let us know how it goes. If you're getting stuck, let us know. We'll help you get through it. And good luck on today's tasks. See you tomorrow when we talk about porn and sexuality and things that may make you feel a little uncomfortable. But trust me, it's going to be okay. I'm here for you. Bye-bye.